Welcome back, fellow shop rats. Today we are back on the Stitches Challenge here again. The trunk floor is all done. We even finished it up and we'll share that with you. But now we have two things that need to be done that are important. One's a little thing, one's a bigger thing. We need to mount the spare tire mount in the trunk floor, and we need to get the rear shock cross member installed in the car again. It's going to be a job of work to get her done, but let's get after it. I'm Mike and you're watching My Car Shop. We've done a bunch of episodes on this trunk floor, more than a guy probably should have, but I really think it's important to share all the details with you. One of the harsh realities of doing YouTube is the fact that many times you do the sexy stuff and the little stuff never gets done, and then you go on to the next thing and more little stuff doesn't get done. And I know guys who've actually sold projects that are YouTubers because there were so many little details to be dealt with. They were just overwhelmed with it and they just said, I'm going on to the next project. So I try to make sure that I share all of that stuff with you. I know it doesn't always make for the most exciting episodes, but I really think it's important because otherwise you get an unrealistic expectation of doing projects of this. Okay, so what have I done off camera? Well, I went ahead and seam sealed this and sprayed that. I got that all seam sealed up. I did fix those holes that we had left from the TIG welder in the last episode. I got another roll of wire yesterday. I got this front all here, all re-welded and cleaned up and seam sealed. I got this all seam sealed down through here. So we have the two slits here, which are for the trunk floor, the spare tire mount. We got to get those. Those will get dealt with when we put the spare tire mount in the car. So we got to get after that. So this right here is the spare tire mount for the car. And it goes in the car right up here like so. See that? Okay, there we go. And that's what those slits were from, was from where we kind of peeled it out of the car before. So we got to get it off of this old floor piece, get it cleaned up and painted up and repaired, and then get it in the car where it belongs to be. So there we go. We got her in there. It really was hard. I couldn't really show you anything. Pretty straightforward. Drilled a couple plug weld holes. I edge welded it in a couple spots, and it's in there. So good to go. I peeled it off the old floor. Put it in there. I had to do a little bending around on the floor to get it to match the contour, but turned out fine. So we're good with that. Now let's go to the other side. So the next thing we need to do over here is we need to, I got it all seamed up and everything down here also. I want to paint this again with the satin black in here because when the cross member goes in, I don't want absorbent material, and primer is absorbent. So I want to get real paint on there while we're working on refitting the shock cross member. So there'll be some sticky paint in there, but it's what we got to do. So yeah, let's get her done. Selfishly, I'm using the camera, the light, to help me see what I'm doing. Looks pretty good. Plus you get to watch me lay down the paint. Let's see, the cross member goes there, so there we go. I don't need to get it on there a lot, but I just need to get enough on there to keep it from absorbing moisture. So I'll probably be taking a lunch break here in a while too, so that'll help. And let's see, yeah, our framer is already painted, so we're good. I think we're good. Okay, looks pretty good. Try to get you to see the whole thing. Yeah, it looks real good. All right. Let's go get the cross member out now and see what we got to do there. If you've been with the channel from the beginning, you will remember that I left one piece of factory frame in here. We made everything else, but this piece here, from here to about here, is the only piece of factory rear frame rail in the car. This one we made entirely from scratch. It was completely gone. Part of my rationale was I left the tab for the rear shock cross member on here so I know where it goes. So we get this front edge lined up here, then we can do some dimensioning down here, get that one in the same spot, and then we can just get it all welded up in. I got a little cleanup work to do right here because this ear needs to over. That's why it's bent out of the way right now. But all we need to do is get this in the right place here from the back, spring mount probably is where I'm going to go from. And where did I come from the front? I think I actually don't remember now when I measured. We'll measure both. We'll measure from the front spring perch. We'll measure from the back spring perch. And then we'll know where this one needs to go. And of course, we'll get back and eyeball it, because right now you can't see it real well, but it's in like this. So it needs to. You'll notice I was getting this all cleaned up because these are edge welded as well as plug welded. Of course, this one, the tabs are gone, so I'm going to just weld the crap out of it normally. But I want to drill a couple of plug weld holes in this also. So we'll get that done right now. Maybe. So come on. Well, I'm not using a pilot point bit. One down, one to go. All right, so I got this one tacked in now. We can bend that around, but the main thing is we've got to get the measurements. So I'm going to measure it from multiple places. I don't have a measuring device here, and my camera battery's dying. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and get it measured into place while you guys charge a little bit, and then we'll get it tacked in, and we should be a winner chicken dinner. Yeah, but it feels good to be getting this in the car, definitely. This is a big step forward towards getting the rear axle back on this thing, which is cool. All right, so here's where we're at. I got this tacked in here, tacked there, tacked here, tacked there. This end was bent. It was really giving me fits. I finally figured it out, but I measured from up here, from the front of the spring perches on both spots. I measured from the rear shock mount up. I measured from the bumper plate spot there up. But the thing that was the most consistent and made the most sense was actually measuring from here to here. There's a little ridge here, and this piece is factory. It never came out of the car, so it was a good reference point. So from here to here, it was 3/4. Down here to here, it's 3/4 of an inch. So I feel like it was all within 1/8 of an inch, and for a shock cross member, I think that's fine. This edge is kind of wonky, but from what I'm seeing, as I'm looking up my lines and so forth, I think we're good. So we're going to go ahead and get this thing in. So the way we're going to do this, and I'm going to go ahead and time lapse this, we'll get this end welded in here, in here. Then we'll flip the car. Well, we'll get this finished up here. Then we'll flip the car. And up here, we'll do the same thing, inside, and that should be more than adequate. That's pretty much the way the factory welded it in anyway. So we should be good to go. Let's get you set up somewhere with some time lapse, and we'll get her done. There we go, like ragu, it's in there. I was off just a little teeny bit as far as the angle, but not going to be a problem, I don't think. The shock mounts are pretty forgiving, so I think I was off vertically, I figure a 1/16 of an inch or something like that. I didn't realize it until after I had it partly in there, so no big deal. It'll be all right, but surprised me a little bit, but it is what it is. So yeah, Very good. So that's another job done. Well, that's a good job done and something I've been looking forward to for a long, long time. So we're out of orange stuff. Isn't that incredible? So one of the things I need to do is go around and put on some more orange stuff. I know the wheel well on that side needs to be cleaned up like we did this one. There's a whole bunch of trim that needs to be done on the quarter panel from the installation. There's a bunch of other stuff that needs to be done over there. So we need to mark that up with orange. I'm trying to see what else needs to be done here. I don't see much. I was going to weld that spot there on the frame. I don't know if I will or not. It's not necessary, but we'll play that by ear. But I really don't see much else that needs to be painted orange or dealt with. We did the inside of this, I believe. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. So, you know, the thing with this is all of these little details, I was just telling a buddy of mine, we were texting back and forth, all these little details just drive me nuts. I am not a detail person, but if you're going to do this, obviously you got to do it and get the details right. It's important. You don't, especially when it's on the rotisserie, because you don't want to get it off the rotisserie and then end up having to crawl under the stupid thing and work on something flat on your back for half a day because you didn't do something when it was on the rotisserie. That'll probably happen anyway, but you want to minimize that as much as possible. This is really, really thrilling. So, yeah, obviously we can't put the rear end under it yet. We're close, but I don't want to do that until we get the lizard skin deal sorted out. Stay tuned. There's news coming on that one way or another, I hope. Yeah. So I need to spend some time going around and around and around and looking at the car. I love that the spare tire mount is in there. So that's good. We got a little bit of I want to do a little swipe of tiger hair in here. We'll get that done at some point just to hide that seam a little bit. I don't care if it's perfect. It's a trunk floor. We're going to spray some kind of texture in there anyway. Maybe the lizard skin, maybe just bed liner. I'm not sure. I've got a can of spray bed liner over there I'm tempted to use, but we're going to hold off on that for now. Just want to think more about that. But it's great progress. And, you know, remember the context of this car, as I've said ad nauseum. It was a junkyard car, came out of a junkyard pile. The roof was crushed in, 318 automatic car. It had a 318 wide block in it when I got it. Car was not worth a whole lot, but I'm having a lot of fun. I'm really enjoying the fabrication. I'm exploring. I'm enjoying exploring a lot of different things here with this project, and just kind of, you know, like Frank Sinatra, doing it my way. So yeah, more to come on this. Lots of little details to continue working on. We will get those to you as soon as possible. Other stuff to do today, so we will catch you on the next one. Don't forget, because it's important. Rock!